Hello, hello, hello! Moments away right now from qualifying for the Miami Grand Prix here in FRL. Season 8's ninth round of the championship takes us to Miami, one of the newer circuits in real Grand Prix racing, and certainly a little parking lot romp around Hard Rock Stadium. I'm Nexie. I'm joined here in the comm box by Pritas. Say hello.
Meow, meow. What? So it's Chinese. I have to I
I'm
have to give it
sorry.
a bit.
I'm sorry.
Meow, meow.
It sounds like you're saying meow meow, and I cannot unhear
Sorry,
that.
Mike. Sorry. Noise cancellation. Anyway, alright. Well, while she recovers, we're at the while she recovers, we're at the pretty much at the doorstep of the Miami Dolphins, known NFL team.
We are, in fact, in their parking lot. Hey, did you know that the Miami Dolphins, in fact, also play in Miami and had dolphins? There's allegedly 10 dolphins in the stadium parking lot itself. Why have I not loaded into the dang session yet?
That's what I'm wondering as well.
Uh,
People not picking their tires or something, or
yeah, is that what's going on? Guys, you have to pick your tire. Somebody forget to pick their tires. Doesn't it not just like automatically go to new tire? I'm not sure how this goes. We have a couple people missing today, notably missing. I believe I did not see him in the lobby roster. Was Lenny. We're also missing Skylar, who has been around for so many of these races. So we will, I think, for the first time this season, only have one Aston Martin and one V carb on the grid. Oh, I am now in, and the qualifying has already begun. Well,
we've already got five cars out on track.
indeed, this is a game that works very well, but you can see we have Nitro in the Ferrari behind Avo here, and Nitro just hit the wall at the chicane that goes right underneath the highway that takes you to see the famous Miami Dolphins of Miami. Not sponsored. We have Avo, who looks like she's going to be setting the first lap here. It has not activated DRS. Nitro has. This is going to get a little hairy.
Rather, Jork is the one who's just begun his flying lap.
Alright. I was looking at the track map. I saw those two. I didn't. And I assumed Jork was behind for whatever reason. But here we go.
No.
Going through Sector 1 now is Ava. We have Jork also about to get us underway in Sector 2. He's going through that first DRS zone, goes right on down. Avo's going through these first little classic Tilka S's, and then a really long turn right on here that just dares you to take more speed, but you have to get slow as it tightens up. Very good. Jork, meanwhile, going through the other famous corner section here. The interstate...
the curbs.
chicane.
What it looks like.
Indeed, he did, and that interstate chicane is tricky. It's a mistake generator, as they say sometimes, and it was meant to be so. As Jork then really hugs the inside of the curb there, and gets a nice little run on out. Going to be setting a representative lap time through Sector 3. A 1:31.4. Indeed, Avo going down this really long DRS straight. Not quite as long as the one we would get in Vegas, but it's pretty up there.
Vegas is just patently absurd.
It is. It's you rocket down the strip. It's just a wild one. 1:27.5 is what Avo sets, putting her in provisional pole.
If I get my analysis correct, Miami International Ultra runs 3.3 or 5.4 kilometers long with 19 turns. The lap record in real life was a 1:29.7 set by Max Verstappen in 2023.
Well, Avo, you hear that? You're faster than Max Verstappen. No, that was the in-race lap time record, I believe.
Well, yeah, race lap record, sorry.
That is the fun distinction we have to make. Sierra goes 4 tenths ahead. Luck is behind Avo in that Sauber. He's the sole Sauber. Sierra, the sole V-Carb today. And so the V-Carb team will actually look like a V-Carb team, except the Sierra on my end is missing his nose. Don't you love this game? With 2 Mercedes and 2 Ferraris, the Mercedes, Leo Mavi, Ferraris, Nitro, and Kimaru. In-game will be AlphaTauri Wolf. And then we have 1 Gulf Williams on track today, going on out. John, our reigning champion and current championship leader, running a special livery from the looks of it, actually.
Yeah, he's running the Vegas livery.
Indeed. Well, I guess it's an American street race, so you fit. Yellow flags up as it looks like Luck may be out of fuel. We'll see if he gets back to speed.
And missing a nose cone on my end as well.
Somebody stole his nose. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Apparently someone doesn't like kick. And well, who wouldn't?
We do not condone gambling on this stream and in this commentary. I'm not afraid to say it as John starts off, goes through turn 1, gets that apex right, and whips on around. John, Luck, Leo, I suppose even Sierra, too, with that lap time, are going to be some pretty strong contenders for pole position here. Avo as well, if we're going by time, but I don't know how much more she has in the tank. John zips on down, goes allegedly fastest through the first sector, opens up the DRS flap.
Personal best sector 1.
Goes on through, hits this turn. This is another little tricky set, but we've seen it in plenty of tracks before, and is able to do it quite well. There's a Ferrari off, as Nitro is in the runoff for the huge braking zone at the end of the straight. Very easy to lock up or to just brake a little bit too late. John getting as much slipstream as he can from the Haas that was letting him by.
Personal best sector 2 as well.
Going to be taking advantage of that slipstream. Maybe he got a little bit too close, but we'll see. As John now zips on through these S's. Stays inside its... Yeah, 126.6. So ahead of Luck by a second. Ahead of Sierra there by about half a second. Over half a second, I should say. Very strong lap time here from the Puerto Rican. We'll see if Leo and Mavi have anything to do, but Mavi's invalidated his lap. You can tell that from the red track map when I hovered over him. And so, Leo will then be our next driver with a chance to get on past John and challenge him for pole position. As Mavi lets his teammate on by, managing to not get in the way in the highway chicane. You do not want to be following a car through there. Dirty air combined with the already tight margin of that section is going to make your day that much worse if you're getting that waft of dirty air in the slipstream of a car. As Leo's going to go and start his lap now, I'm going to go on board. Going on through a little bit of a grind of the tires, but manages to get on the power here through this chicane. And has to tuck it in, finds the spot, and breaks little after 50, actually, even chucking it through is what you gotta do in these cars in this game. Some have compared driving in this game to almost GT-like, I've heard some people talk about. And that is some people's theories for why John is doing so well, because he does a lot of GT racing on iRacing, in fact. Also not sponsored, but I do like their team. Run by one of our former drivers here, Zed. As Leo takes that highway chicane, you can see how low in gears and how careful you have to be on the throttle to get the most out of it. And you rocket on down the straight, passing by all your shipping company advertising, braking a little bit before the 100-meter board, hit that apex. Beautifully done by the German. We'll see where that puts him, but this is a strong-looking lap. 126.8. So it was a strong lap from Leo there. Not enough, but...
Not enough to overtake his former teammate. Which is technically it's his home race, along with ATW, by way of geographic coordinates.
Yeah, both in the southern United States. Well, I guess, yeah, if we're going by geographic proximity, that is true, but I don't know how Atlanta would feel about Miami being called their home race.
It's technically his home race, but
culturally, maybe not.
Yeah, who cares what the state of Georgia thinks?
My God. We're shooting shots today here in qualifying as Luck is now going through the highway chicane. Zips on through and invalidates.
That chicane is not very popular with most of the public.
Indeed. Mavi also invalidated on an outlap again, so we'll see what Mavi's able to do, but he is struggling to get down just a time. And there's a certain point where you gotta start to think about compromising your second run if you're planning on doing 3. You can compromise your second run a little bit just to set the banker. Just so you have a lap time. And, ooh, little wide. He's pushing. He doesn't want to compromise anything here.
He's on the razor's edge of track limits. And that long left-hander.
Indeed. I think that was... honestly, I think that might have either been just a trick of my own camera here from the latency of being online, or just a little bit of forgiveness from the game. But, yeah, that looked like he may have been off. But I'm obviously not on his onboard, so we shall see what goes on as he now rockets on down the main straight. He got through the highway chicane.
Personal best sector 2.
Indeed.
He's now burning his ERS down the back straight.
Yeah, this is where you want to burn it all as Malvi brakes hard there, clambers over the curving, gets on through his full throttle. Luck retires for some reason.
127.1.
Indeed, so not quite at the level of his teammate here in Miami, but also strong enough to get ahead of Sierra, which is key for him. He does not want to deal with the dragon from Cornwall there, as we have seen. John, though, currently on provisional pole and sets a faster lap of 126.5. So a huge golden opportunity to get another 25 points into his lead in the championship, with Lenny not being here in Miami. Lenny also voluntarily retiring out of the last race. couple others right. And it's so far, it's starting to shape up like it's his championship to lose as we go on through motions. Avo improving in the second sector. See a Mercedes there. Mavi on his in lap. But the Mercedes powered Aston Martin going on through. It's there, not quite as much of an exit, but there she goes on through. That's a 127.2, nearly ahead of Sierra. Avo's right on the cusp of even pipping out Mavi here. What? Apparently the bird here from the UK is locked in. And is less than a second out of pole, even. And I think only positionally it's not coming out so well, just because, or it's not looking as impressive, just because we have so few drivers on the grid today, as the summer busyness kicks in. But that's gonna guarantee her ahead of Luck. Luck may even face trouble from Kimaru on behind the Ferrari here going on through. And about to start his outlap. As you said, geographic proximity makes this his home race. Kimaru begins. Goes on through the first sector. 1, 2. Turn 3. Ooh, that's Sierra just letting on people by. Without his nose on my end. We do have to... Go on.
Which probably shouldn't affect Kimaru's lap time.
No, it shouldn't. What will be helping his lap time right now is this Mercedes ahead of him. He's gonna get a load of slipstream through the DRS. Holds to the inside. Slipstream. It's great to have on straights, bad to have in the corners. It is the same physics, though, going on through. The technical explanation for why it is good to have on the straights is the wake of the car ahead kind of creates a little gap in the air, actually. That's not quite what it is, but that is a good way to think about it, is that there's a little gap of less dense air. So when you're on the straight, you get less drag, which means more top speed. But in the corners, your wings only work because they have so much air flowing through them, as Kimaru's at the 127.8, not quite ahead of Luck yet. And this is the last lap beginning for a couple of these drivers, but
20 seconds, this is it.
Yeah. Because you have less air flowing over your car, your wings work less. That is the technical explanation provided by me. So, it's going to be Mavi, then Leo, and then Sierra, and then John, and then Avo, all setting times. Kimaru lets Mavi on by. Kimaru's going to have to let
flags out.
Yep. So Jork Nitro have set their finishing times. Luck is retired, so his final time is 127.7. Kimaru will not have another lap. So that is his last time. Sierra retires, I think, at the wall over there.
Yeah.
I think he just invalidated and retired, perhaps.
Yeah, because I see his minority still trundling about on the minimap.
Yeah, so I'm guessing just retired and decided to give his arms a rest. As Mavi now zips on down. He's going to be hitting that braking zone. Leo's going to get a little bit of a tow from Kimaru here. Mavi going on through.
But he peels into the pits.
Yeah, he's peeled off into the pits. It's going to be Leo then setting the lap time here. As Kimaru goes into the pits. Leo sets a 126.7, slight improvement, but not enough. That's going to be probably John on pole. We'll see what John does in terms of improvement, though. He's rocketing on through. Sets a 126.2. Last driver, Avo's in the pits.
Here's our final qualifying standings so far.
Indeed, our final these are, in fact, the final standings. We're just letting a few of these drivers have to play out the pit animations. But very strong session from... I would say it's stronger than it looks for some of these drivers. Avo had a very strong session. Sierra had a strong session for what it's worth. Only 200ths behind Mavi. Leo gets onto the front row, but it's John adding yet another pole position to his Williams career. 126.2 versus 126.7. Two drivers in the 126s. Everybody else is in the 127s, except for Jork with a 131.4. Nitro with a 132.8. We only got through that with mild Georgia slander.
Farfel lap time not seen since Luca Badoer last returned to Formula One.
Oh. I have a soft spot for Luca Badoa.
Yeah, he was...
Forever test driver.
He was still a pretty bad hand.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he was essentially given that seat by circumstance. He was just a long time test driver for Ferrari since the 90s.
Rather, the late 90s, most of the first half of the 2000s.
Yep. Got brought in, deputized, I think both for Schumacher and for Massa on their respective injuries, if I am remembering correctly.
Yeah, he mainly subbed in for Massa, who has spring from Berkel's brawn, clock him in the helmet.
Yep.
Schumacher was out of picture from a motorbiking accident.
Indeed. That nearly gave Eddie Irvine his championship, but of course,
it was 1999.
Yeah, Mika Häkkinen. Of course, Mika Häkkinen was just too strong that year,
despite McLaren's best efforts to bottle those championships.
That's just McLaren tradition at this point, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Silver papaya, some things may never change.
Indeed. The secret weapon, though, of those McLaren years in the 90s was the Mercedes engine,
which so often blew.
To be fair, 98 and 99, it was really good. And then it blew up. And then Mika Häkkinen took a vacation. He went to go buy milk and cigarettes and never came back. And some say he is still on a sabbatical to this very day. If you listen closely at the gas station, you can hear Mika Häkkinen's podium celebration. The Finnish national anthem ringing on out in the dead of night.
Why is our TV cameras are focusing on the McLaren pit box?
Yeah.
Which is
Oscar Piastri, sir, not appearing in this race. Lando Norris, also sir, not appearing in this race.
There's the current IRL champion.
Yeah. You can see him in glorious EA form. As we're going to get underway with the formation lap. We'll see what tires are on. We have mandatory 2 stops. But front row is an interesting one. Former teammates, John leading Leo. Williams, Mercedes in that order. Second row, first of the soft runners right now is Mavi. Ahead of the sole V-Carb of Sierra Dragon. Who, I think this is a season best start for Sierra, just by virtue of position. We then have Avo, P5, and Luck, P6, not able to find the groove in qualifying. Luck opting for the soft tires as well. Looking to get that launch. Fourth row is a Ferrari Haas affair. Kimaru, then Jork. Then our fifth row and last point scorer, if he gets to the end, is Nitro. Two hard runners, Leo and Nitro opting for the hard tires. Everybody else opted for the medium tires except for the aforementioned Mavi and Luck, who opted for the soft compound of tire.
Different strategies going on this rather dreary gray afternoon.
Indeed. There is a slight chance of rain. I mean, it's Miami.
This is South Florida.
Indeed.
With all the unpredictable weather patterns.
Yep. August, it gets really bad, but even in the spring, you can just... It'll be sunny for 1 hour, and then the next hour it'll be thunderstorming, and then it'll be bright and sunny like nothing happened. No wonder people in Florida have a reputation.
However, is why the IRL Miami Grand Prix just a month or so earlier was moved up the schedule.
Indeed, they moved it to the early morning to avoid a flash thunderstorm that happened. But we can see now the cars are starting to line up on the grid. Here they go. Will anybody invalidate? Avo misses his grid spot. Here we go. We are going to be underway in a few lights time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. FRL's away in Miami, as it looks like we have Leo getting a bad launch off the line, and that's Mavi fighting. Now Leo's off to the inside. Mavi's going to be on his inside now as the track switches on back. We're going to be as we were. But John now has quite a gap here to Leo. Leo just not getting to run off the hard tires. Mavi looking to get on by on the soft tires there. Further on back, Himaru's actually ahead of Luck now. Luck not getting the launch he needed on those soft tires, but he still has soft tires, so they're going to be quite quick as we go on through now, and you can see that Luck, the Sauber, right on the ass of the Ferrari there. Why did I say that? I don't know. This isn't a family-friendly stream as we go on through. Luck going to be looking to the inside now, taking a little bit of a front wing chip. Kimaru squeezing, but Luck through. Kimaru looking outside, looking to maybe get a little bit of a run, but there you can't really overtake easily through the highway chicane here. John's brought out a second to Leo's. It looks like the hard tires are just not the tire to be on for this opening stint. Here we go. Drivers now. You can see all the battery lights going on as the cars go single file down. Nitro's very far behind on those hard tires. I think he also bogged down in that second Ferrari. John sets a 132.2 on the opening lap. As we now go on through. John, Leo, Mavi, Sierra, all as they were. Avo holding P5. Luck looking at Avo, but not able to get a move done. And this is going to invite Kimaru in the Ferrari. Kimaru might have a look, but... Oh, ooh. Kimaru thinking about it. Yeah, decides against it, rightfully. There was no way it was going to get through there without a dive bomb. And Luck goes a little bit wide. That's going to invite Kimaru. Especially with DRS activating now. Here we go. Luck holding inside. Kimaru wiggling around a little bit, but we'll see what he has. Kimaru looks outside. Luck goes defensive, but Kimaru just not able to make it work. Has to brake a little bit earlier with those medium tires, and Luck is holding. Further on up, the cars are starting to string on out. Mavi wasn't able to really get much done with the soft tires, and Sierra's going to be fighting him. As we now go on down the big the big back straight. Excuse me. I can speak. As we go on through. Will my words be able to hold up from this race? I don't know. Mavi going on through. John such a
137.
Yeah, we'll see if John is faster than Max Verstappen by the end of this race, but here we go. Mavi's looking. Not finding anything right now. As we go on through. Go through. This is a very crucial turn on the back straight there to get right as you go on down. You want to get this just right. You get the DRS detection point here. This zone was shrunk from when this track first debuted, I believe. Same with the zone. Same with the big back straight. As the DRS was just a little bit too powerful in earlier renditions of this track and many other tracks. But Mavi goes through the highway chicane, still quite ahead. Leo's starting to get into the DRS as luck has gotten a
penalty for corner cutting.
Yeah, it looks like there may have been a mistake in the mistake generator over there. And that's going to be good news for Kibaru, who now just has to keep it within 3 seconds of luck when it comes to the end of the race. But still 25 odd laps to go. Long race, anything can happen. Too early to decide if that penalty will even matter in the end. But it's not something you want, obviously. You can see Mavi even starting to drift a little bit on those soft tires as we zip on through. And Appo's getting right on up on this pair.
Yeah, I think Mavi's just not in tune with the Miami International Autodrome.
Indeed, quite a few drivers struggle. I know Appo was struggling with turns 7 and 8. That's what she was letting me know about earlier. As we go on through. Zero looking to the outside of Mavi. They break, but Zero's not going to have a chance through there. They go on through now, and Avo's just going to hold on back and look at these two fight and slow each other down, as it looks like the soft tires might be starting to go. Ooh, Zero with a little snap, but it's not enough. Jork's...
Feels like there's a pass-off.
Yeah, Jork is off in the runoff there. Just didn't get the braking right, it looks like. And now he's going to have to fight Nitro for that P8. Both of these drivers are going to be getting some decent points just by if they finish today. But they do have to finish. 90%. Mavi going on through. That's luck in the pits, getting off of those soft tires. The gamble did not work. But I do like the hustle, though, of getting onto the soft tires there. Getting your first of 2 pit stops done pretty early, and you effectively create a one-stop race with an extra pit stop. Here we go, Mavi, listen. Mavi's just holding station right now, but he's going to have to defend for his life as Sierra's going to be all over him. Same with Avo. Leo also putting some pressure on, but that's Sierra through onto the inside. Mavi holds the outside line. And now that's going to invite Avo. As I think Sierra just broke a little bit harder than Mavi was expecting, and Mavi broke a little bit more to make sure he didn't hit him. Mavi will DRS defend. Sierra goes hard to the inside to try to break the toe. Avo delayed a little bit on chasing them down. But Mavi's going to have a chance to fight on back here. Potentially, it does not do anything, though. Just decides to hold it on back. I think
He's
Oh, he's
coming into
pitting, so
pits.
that explains the caution. We have luck now on medium tires. Mave presumably will do... He's going to go onto the hard tires.
Yeah.
The pit animations actually worked on my end for once, as up front, John's going to be now coming under pressure, it looks like, from Leo. These two have been getting a little bit closer ever since that opening lap saw Leo lose the DRS to John. But the tires might be coming to the German, our Season 4 champion. Season 4 champion fighting the Season 7 champion. Former teammates fighting each other for this win here. One remaining at Mercedes, the other going to a customer team, but also being on it every single race as these two continue to go on through. Further on down, I see Avo and Sierra going on through the highway chicane, very close to each other. Thank you, game, for not giving me an angle of the action on track.
As we instead get a nose cam on Avo's Aston Martin Mercedes.
Yeah, I got to see a video game model as we go on through of a helmet. Couple drivers running special helmets. Looks like a Pride-themed helmet on there. It is June, after all, as we go on through. Whole lot of drivers zipping on by, and it's going to be Luck setting the fastest lap of the Grand Prix, actually, at 1:29.8. The lap times are starting to come on down here. Leo might have a chance going on through. We'll see what they do through the highway chicane, but Leo's getting closer and closer. But Leo's also a more careful driver. He'll go for a move when he feels he has the most optimal chance of holding it. And a lot of these drivers also know that sometimes you don't want to actually be leading on the last lap. Until the very end, anyway. DRS gives you a pretty big advantage depending on the track, as Leo just gets some clean air to brake, pops it on in, and follows. We'll see what's going on. Avo as well, gonna have a shot. Not enough. These two going on through. I think Avo's trying to be careful with Sierra. Knows Sierra's an aggressive driver. So wants to make sure
diving into the pits.
Indeed.
But picks up a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Was gonna say, that's gonna force probably some drivers to at least make reactionary pit stops, but that's gonna hurt. And now that brings Avo into the driver's seat. Leo's even closer now. 0.3 of a second.
Sirius essentially just shot himself in his foot.
Indeed.
Shot himself in the bad foot.
Oh. Leo's off on the outside line, they met, but that's John outbraking Leo, his former teammate there. He still has some grip in those medium tires, and now they follow each other through the highway chicane, going on through. It's going to come on down to a traction war, but Leo has traction. John's tires are screaming at him. And I don't know how much of a fight John's going to realistically put up here through the DRS. Leo, though, wants to stay behind. No, now he pulls off to the inside. John's going to hold the outside line. But Leo's got traction on those hard tires. They've just not worn as much. But John holding position here. Leo just was not committed to the move. Now Leo's going to be committed to a move. John going defensive. Leo's on the outside line here, carrying a little bit extra speed. Has traction from the less wear, but John has the inside line. And that's John holding.
Leo slots behind.
Indeed, Avo's pit.
He's getting run.
I also see Kimaru pitting, but that's John in the lead. But now Leo... That John's still leading. Leo looking hard. You were about to add on something.
Yeah. I think in Mill Sector 1, Leo did have a little luck as now, but John just goes deep, goes wide, and now Leo has to leave the Miami Grand Prix.
Yeah, there we go. John just outbroke himself, as some drivers would say, through there. You could tell he just was a little bit too hard on the brakes. I believe he has ABS on, so rather than locking up, he will just kind of do what an actual car would do, which is he just has less braking, so he goes straight on into that runoff area. Not fully there, and then trails on off. That's Leo leading the Grand Prix. John peels into the pit.
John peels, like, I want to guess that the mass amounts of pressure was getting to a bit.
Probably that. Mix of tire wear, too. Easier to lock up worn tires. You do have less grip. Luck, meanwhile, is leading Mavi, but Mavi is very close here on what is a provisional P3 spot.
John's come out ahead on a fresh set of mediums.
Yeah, so John doing medium hard, it's looking like. Made it 10 laps on those medium tires. Not bad running from the man from Puerto Rico. We'll see what Luck's got, though. As he was nearly at John, but he's probably halfway worn through his tires now, so any DRS he might have gained to help him defend from Mavi is going to be disappearing right about now. Further behind, Zera's not yet served his 10-second penalty. Avo did pit onto hards, as well as Kimaru. Both of them are behind Sierra, but Sierra will have to serve a 10-second penalty. Avo's just going to try to keep it within a reasonable distance. And that'll be P5 for her. As we go on through. Leo now pits. Leo taking the pit stop here. Onto a fresh set of hard tires. So those hard tires Leo got this about a similar amount of time John got from the medium tire on hard tires, which is an interesting way. Kind of tells me that at least either John was managing the tires a lot more than it looked like after that first lap, or just the hard tires are falling off faster than it appears. And it only appears that way because the medium tires fall off a lot more extremely. Mavi letting Leo on by, not undercutting him. Mavi did get ahead very briefly, but lets his teammate by on the fresh tires, knowing it's not really his race. His race is with Luck right there.
Which he just breezed past.
Yeah, Leo.
So speaking.
Indeed. Leo does brush aside the Sauber very quickly, and that does also benefit Mavi to a degree. Because it does slow Luck down very slightly. That looked like Sierra almost in the wall behind them. I saw a huge snap on my end, at least. From the man from Cornwall, who is doing his absolute best to draw out that gap, as Luck now is off. I think Luck just missed his braking point. That puts Sierra now ahead of him. The medium tires wear on, but now Luck's gonna have a chance. He's looking to fight on back. Both batteries blink and both batteries charged. Sierra does have the 10-second time penalty hovering over his head. He's built up a nearly 5-second gap to Avo. Leo has 2.4 seconds to make up to John after the pit differences. But John's tires will fall off. first. And John will probably pit first again. And depending on when he pits, that's going to put Leo into an interesting conundrum, because there's the undercut, obviously, but Leo's on hard tires. He started on hard tires. He has to pit to a softer compound. John made them last about 10 laps. But John has a few more strategic options here. He could go along with this medium stint, even decide to do a soft stint if he really wants to, but he could also pit earlier now, effectively buying a couple laps from this medium stint with the last medium stint, go into the hard stint, and put Leo into a very tricky situation where he either has to make a softer compound last longer than it should, or he has to just go find the right time and then give up the track position. Luck putting a little bit of pressure on Sierra, but that's Ava. I can also see Ava starting to close in on this fight a little bit. She's putting down some lap times. Mavi's just holding steady at 4.3 seconds behind his teammates. Gonna be looking to get back onto the podium here.
Basically in a no man's land, comfortable no man's land.
Indeed. Leo is looking faster than John at this stage in the stint, though. Was about 2.4, now it's about 1.8. It might go back up a little bit as they go through the highway chicane. But Leo's doing the work that he needs to do. Sierra's gonna put some pressure, or gonna get some pressure from Luck, excuse me. And if these two fight, that's just bad for Sierra. And I think Luck knows that. So Sierra's gonna be in his own conundrum here momentarily. As Luck's keeping up, even on lap old medium tires. And that's a Ferrari in the pits. That's Nitro, I think, wanting to just both get the pit stop done and just get everybody by rather than deal with letting them, or rather than losing all the time to blue flags, which is not a terrible call. And that's Luck
And
in the
spun
wall? Yeah, I did see Luck for a moment on my camera, but there he is. Yep. So that's Luck no longer putting pressure on Sierra, but Apple managed to eat out about a second through all that fighting. The Brit going on through.
And before Luck spun out, I was originally going to take notes that Nitro's run with what looks to be a heavily damaged front wing.
Oh, indeed, I'm seeing a missing end plate.
Yeah, end plate and elements.
Oh, and oh my goodness, yeah. Not sure what happened there, but no, you don't want a broken front wing on a street circuit. You don't want a broken front wing in general, but especially not on a street circuit. Okay, sometimes the Ferrari does better with a broken front wing, but not this one.
Not like this. You're no Leclerc, that's for sure.
No. No Leclerc, and this isn't China, where having the lower downforce really helps a lot in some sectors of the track. John's gonna nearly be in DRS threat of Leo here. Leo's just rocketing on now. He's turned up the gas. I think he knows that John can pit at any time, so he wants to get close. And he wants to stay close.
And for a split second there, Leo looked like he was on the razor's edge of getting DRS.
Dude, I thought he had it for a moment, but it's just the fluctuations here of our gap.
Gap in intervals.
But here we go.
Intense-
Is this
And-
gonna
Nope.
You have no DRS yet, but
Still second behind.
I think John's finally trying to get some pace out of those medium tires now, not quite as relaxed. This is going to be a fight at come the end of this race as these two continue to go on through. They're currently on the same tires in a similar situation as they were at the start. And so Leo is now going to be within DRS going through. No?
Nope.
Maybe? Well,
Keeps fluctuating.
yeah, we're looking at that gap, and it is just razor thin, and these two are right on each other pace-wise. And Leo, I don't think he has it there. These two are right even.
Those switchbacks in that long left-hander looks like Leo was gaining a bit of ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the dog is excited about Leo's chances here. Let's see. We do have, or I guess we have a third commentator in the box.
Kinda, sorta.
Captivating analysis. As Leo goes through. Mavi then. He's 9 seconds behind. But Sierra's started to eat into Mavi, I think, a tiny bit. But that 10-second penalty is hanging over the Dragon's head. Maru further on back in 6th. Luck did pit on the hard tires throughout all of this. So Luck's probably just going to be going to the end at this point. We'll see what Kimaru has in store, but Luck's going to be able to at least undercut the Ferrari driver. And that's Nitro off and out! That's Nitro out. No safety car because he's in the runoff.
Marshall's worked to clear that Ferrari out awfully quickly.
Indeed. No safety car needed, as that was well in the runoff area for that retirement, so we have decided it is not needed apparently, but Leo now definitely has DRS. Here he goes. I'm expecting John to maybe pit in the next 2-3 laps, but these medium tires, he's got to make him last a little bit. And then we'll see what's going on here. I see yellow flags for Jork as he's just letting a couple drivers by. I think Leo's going to turn up the pressure, and if he turns up the pressure, he could start to get John to use and lean on the medium tires just that bit more. Sierra's in the pit, so he's going to serve his 10-second penalty. And then this is going to be the crucial thing for that midfield fight. If you're Avo, you want to pit next. In the next...
It looks like Sierra has another fresh pair of hearts waiting for him.
Yeah, with 10 laps to go, I think that is the right call. This does also put the tiniest bit of pressure on Mavi. Of course, the 10-second penalty does not really affect it too much as Leo makes a move to the outside. John went defensive going on through the heavy braking zone, but Leo managed to make it stick. Now Leo's ahead as they go on through the highway chicane. Leo had traction, Leo had battery, Leo had DRS, but now John's gonna have DRS and slipstream. Leo goes a little bit defensive here, but he is ahead of his own teammate right now. But John has DRS. John's gonna get the DRS pass done. This long straight is where the tire wear difference matters the least. And John's made it work. But now John's pitting. ultimately only serving to cost John a tiny bit of time, probably. But now Leo's in the interesting spot I was talking about earlier. He has 10 laps to go.
Hard
He has to
tires.
make medium tires last. Yep. That's basically the only call you can make pitting at this point. Ava's also pitting now, pitting presumably on the hard tires. We'll see where Sierra ends on up. Sierra's had to rocket on down with these hards to try and make it work, and that's the... Is Sierra about to undercut Evo after a 10-second time penalty? Am I seeing this
Almost,
right?
no.
No, not
No.
quite.
Almost. Just no.
Not quite. That's an impressive outlap from Sierra. Holy moly. There was like, what, 4 seconds back to Avo? They both pit at the same time. They both took the same time to pit, roughly. So, effectively, that outlap had to make up 6 seconds, and he made up about 5 of those in one outlap.
That's the power of Honda fuel anger for you.
Indeed. Leo now is trucking along well within the pit window of John.
And the only option is to try and overcut the Williams.
Indeed. It's too early to pit the mediums, I feel like. We'll see what they do. Avo goes a little defensive, but not too much. But that's... Sierra's gonna have DRS on this next lap, potentially. Oh, he will. I think.
He has DRS.
Yep.
But he's not close enough.
No, well far back, and Avo, I think, has some nice... has a little bit of a high front wing. Just judge. Well, it was quick a little bit, but now Sierra's getting on... it's too early in the lap to tell. John's ate about half a second, meanwhile, to Leo.
3 yellow flags for Jork moving over.
Yep, whenever the car is going to be very slow for the blue flags, we will see that. That's just to fill in folks that are not quite sure. As, yeah, Sierra's not close enough. Avo's starting to put on some pace. These two were very close in qualifying, and Leo's pitting. Leo opts to do about 8-9 laps on medium tires. He does have light fuel, but John will take the lead again. And it does feel very early, as Luck gets another time penalty for track limit violations.
At the very chicane, he copped his corner cutting penalty from.
Indeed. Leo now has 3.1 seconds to make up to John. 2.8. Or 9. 2.9. Oh, 3. Live update on the gap.
Fluctuating, but he's gonna have to drive like his life depends on it. Even get a whiff of that Mercedes customer car.
Indeed, it's about 8-9 laps to make it up. It's possible. Problem is, by the last lap, those medium tires are going to be shredded. The hard tires might also be shredded, though. But they shred slower. So there's going to be a window around lap 27 or 26 where John will have quite a pace advantage beyond what he inherently has. But Leo is going to... He's not one to shy away from a challenge, I don't think. Ava's actually starting to put the gap out to Sierra as well, actually back there. They go on through Leo. fast in the third sector. He's zipping on through. It's now 2.4. We start lap 22.
He's slowly making inroads, John.
It's almost a second. I would say that's quite quick inroads on John. As we go on through, these medium tires are being used to their maximum potential right now. As the Mercedes rockets on through this good old stadium parking lot through turn 11. Going into turn 12.
Around the strange fake marina.
Indeed.
I
Highway
have no clue why organizers in F1 thought it was a decent idea. But Miami things, I guess.
About the cultural significance of Miami as Leo goes on through. See the highway over there? The highway where, as we saw in the real Grand Prix, sometimes a police officer will stop by to get a good view of the Grand Prix. Because of course. Leo now, what, sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix at a 1:28? Only a second behind some of the quali times. That car is being brought to its limits right now as Leo zips through the Miami International Autodrome.
Nestled deep within Miami Gardens.
Indeed, Miami, quite a long city. Quite a long race here. 23 of 29 laps. As we now zip on by. We're going onto the highway chicane again.
And that highway, I found out, is an off/on ramp from Florida's Turnpike.
Makes sense, makes sense.
This back street is a whole public road.
Indeed, it is as they go on through. Means that they have to set up all the barriers in the parking lot every time this race comes to Miami. Or any series comes to Miami, really. Go on through. Now zipping through, that's John through turn 1 and 2. Followed by Leah. 1.4 seconds is the gap as I think John's starting to turn up some gas himself. It always feels like it's the last few seconds that are the hardest to make up when you are the overcutting car. But once you clear that about half a second to DRS range, then the whole dynamic of the battle changes. Suddenly you're the one putting on pressure a lot more than the car in front. You get to kind of dictate the pace, but currently John's still dictating the pace of this battle as they go on through once again underneath the on-ramp. These two being just on it the whole Grand Prix, giving each other one heck of a fight as they go on through. Now John's getting some gas up. Thanks deploying a bit more battery than Leo is able to here as we go through. And John skidded a little bit there on the exit, and that's going to invite Leo to get a little closer. And these two are right on the edge of each other. They're pushing each other hard. Mavi and Avo continue to be in their own little own man's land, but Sierra's putting in some pressure too, but those two, Sierra and Avo, are pretty evenly matched, as we saw from the qualifying times. We'll see what they're able to do further back. They have more even tires. Leo, the only driver on the medium tires right now. Everybody else is on hard tires. And the medium tires
Avo
will fall away.
being on almost equal footing with Sear and Pace just speaks to their progress.
Indeed does. That is very good progress from the Cornish bird. Or not the Cornish bird, the British bird.
Yeah.
And the Cornish dragon fighting each other.
Which,
I kind of merged them in my
it's-
head for a
yeah,
moment.
That's the British bird from the western fringes of East Anglia. East of England.
Indeed. Yeah, but it's always fancier to say East Anglia. As we go on through Leah, 1.4, 1.5. Leah's not eating into these last few tevs, and this is starting to get. There's only so much time left, but oh, Leo found a little bit of pace through that braking zone. Either that or John just made a slight error on the throttle. He was snapping a little bit, and now these two look very quick going through 7 and 8. Here they go. Leo does not have DRS here. He's just slightly closer. Just slightly closer. And then they back up a little bit and get a little bit of a gap in the braking zone. I think John has a slightly lower downforce setup, but that's just me looking at the sector times and how they affect the gaps right now. That, and I know Leo tends to like to run a little bit higher on the downforce. We'll see what they do 1.4 seconds. We're about to start lap 27, 3 to go here in Miami. Here in Miami Gardens. In the shadow of the Miami Dolphins of Miami. As we go on through once again, that's Leo behind John, who has been on it this whole final stint. Now John's turned up some pace on this lap, and Leo's not able to close anymore. They are just about even themselves. As further on back, it's Mavi, and then it's Avo and Sierra in the closing stages of this Grand Prix. Then it's Luck. Kimaru Jork, Nitro, did DNF out much earlier. Not well behind 90%. Jork on pace for a solid few points. And a P8 finish. Kimaru
He
on.
lapped out, but still good points nonetheless.
Indeed. Always feels good to get points, even if they are because you just managed to finish a Grand Prix that not a lot of people went to. Which means you're finishing, you're building that experience, and you are getting the points. As we start the penultimate lap right now, John's gonna zip on through. Followed by Leo. 2 to go. Mavi is also there. 14 seconds behind his teammate, and then it's Avo 11 seconds behind Mavi. Mavi's just kind of cruising it home to another podium finish. He's been pretty strong. He got his second win in FRL this season. And he's capitalized when he can, when he needs to. Always being in the position to get it. And so, that is a skill of itself. To get yourself into the position to capitalize on chaos. And to capitalize on opportunities as they come. And then not bottle that opportunity. But John looks like he's done everything he's needed to do. Leo just unable to quite get the last mile.
Just squeeze, not able to squeeze out that tiny last tenth for 100. Have that Mercedes factory car.
Indeed, John just able to be there. And we're gonna start the last lap momentarily. Leo will not have DRS. And I think he knows it. And so now these two are just gonna have to settle on in for this last lap. Not make any mistakes. Not slow down too much.
Don't pull a Mansell in
No.
the Canadian Grand Prix.
Indeed. Don't run out of fuel, etc. Here we go, going on through the front. This sector now is John. He's eked that out to 2 seconds here, as Leo's just settling in. He knows it's over. John knows it's over. They're just trying to not make a mistake now. John rocketing on through. Going underneath here, going into the chicane.
Beneath Florida's Turnpike for the final time.
Indeed, and then they will be on it as we move on over. But John gonna add 25 points to his championship lead once again. This is the weekend he needed to capitalize on, and he goes on through. He breaks for the last time. John's gonna come on around through the S's for the final time. Rocketing on through. John wins in Miami. Leo gets second. Mavi's gonna go on through that braking zone now in that car. He's gonna get third.
Which, once again, just like Australia before it, an all Mercedes-powered podium.
Indeed, is Avo now in P4. Rocketing on through. I think that's her best finish of the season so far.
Yeah. I think of their career.
Indeed. That's Sierra P5. Luck's gonna come on through in P6. Actually, Kimaru with the 6-second penalty over Luck. Kimaru's actually gonna get P6 here. Luck running out of steam to keep the gap up, and that's gonna be him falling on down, presuming none of these penalties are overturned. Luck takes P6 on track, but here comes Kimaru to get it back. Ferrari getting P6, Luck P7. Our Belgian Grand Prix winner far on down today. Not finding this track particularly agreeable. And then it's Jork and the Haas rounding out our finishers.
And because of those penalties copped by that turnpike chicane, Luck's going to be kicking himself a fair bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nitro did pop on in also. He was apparently a little bit frustrated that he crashed, but it was just a crash. But John adds another win, the man from Puerto Rico. And Atlanta. Making it work.
Joined both the Ferrari football helmets and the Golden Dolphin.
Indeed.
I think one of the trophies in 2022 was a Dolphin. I don't remember.
The Golden Dolphin. Not even Dan Marino could bring that to the city. Ayo! I'm a Pitt graduate. I can slander Dan Marino. Round 10 is going to be our next round as John adds 25 points to his championship lead. Leo gets 18. I don't think that's enough to bring him up ahead of Lenny in the standings, but it's a strong finish. The good finish for the Mercedes constructors fight. 18 and 15 points nearly, max. A good opportunity for them in the constructors, but Round 10, Austria is next week, June 13th. Then it's a 1 week break. Then on June 27th, it'll be Bahrain. I will not be around that weekend because I will be in Pittsburgh. And it's another week break for Independence Day. Then Japan and Kota round out our season on July 11th and July 18th.
Austria next weekend will be the home race of the whole Red Bull family.
Indeed, it will. And they're going to be hoping to maximize whatever they can.
Yep.
4 to go.
Oh.
John inching closer to clenching it mathematically. Just closer and closer.
Closer and keep his wits about him, as he always does.
Indeed. So close to the repeat championship. Anyway, I've been Nexie. I'm thanking you, Grid Ass, for coming on in. I'd like to thank our steward, thanking Corvix for hosting as well. We'll see you guys next week, where I will get a full championship standings for you. And we shall see what you are able to do. Until then, though, take care. And I would like to thank our dog for being our third commentator. Good analysis there, fuckers.